He played 18 seasons in the National Hockey League, scored over 400 goals. Some of those seasons were with the Boston Bruins, and he was one of the preeminent power forwards in the NHL, sort of the same ilk as Cam Neely. He is now the general manager of the Minnesota Wild, and Bill Guerin joins us. Billy, it's great to talk to you again.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
I have to admit to you, I've known you a number of years now, been around you a lot of times. I did not know until recently that you were the first player in the National Hockey League of Hispanic descent. And as we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, little did I know the guy who was first.
Yeah, it's I don't know why I never spoke about it before, or never came up, but my mom's from Managua, Nicaragua, and I mean, my dad's from Worcester, so it's definitely an unusual mix, but it worked. And my mom was always such a big supporter of me in hockey, and it was definitely not her love of hockey, but it was her need to get me out of the house and into something active, and she was a big influence on me in the game and my career.
The joke you have with Scotty Gomez is he gets the credit for it, but you beat him by 7 years.
Oh, I crushed him by 7 years. And I mean, we got I got my obviously my dad's name, and he got the Hispanic name. My mom's maiden name is Delgadillo. So if I could have taken that for a couple of years, I think people would have caught on.
When you were a youngster playing youth hockey in Massachusetts, at one point your dad sewed the Nicaraguan flag to your hockey jacket. At the time, did you appreciate that he was doing that?
No, I didn't, because it was like, hat trick patch or playmaker patch, and then the flag of Nicaragua. And I'm like, Dad, nobody else has that on their jacket. But he didn't care. He's like, it's going on. You got to be proud of it. Anytime anything was going on the news, back in the late 70s and early 80s with Nicaragua, the house had to quiet down. Like, there was no choice. It's like Nicaragua was on the TV, quiet down. And if you made a peep, you were in trouble, because he really loved that part of our family. And, he loved my mom dearly, and he was all in on it. So, he took a lot of pride in that.
As part of the celebration of Hispanic Heritage Month, we think of one of the biggest stars in the National Hockey League, Austin Matthews of the Toronto Maple Leafs, is of Mexican descent. How important is that, do you think, to the Hispanic community?
I think it's huge. I think the more that we can get that out there and let that be known, because Austin's last name isn't a traditional Hispanic name, so the more we get that out there, the better known he's going to be. The more households it's going to reach, especially him being from Arizona. I just think he's got such a huge platform to reach a bunch of kids that are potential hockey players.
Billy, it seems as though the National Hockey League has made great strides over the last number of years in being more diverse, reaching out to a greater portion of the community. Do you agree with that thought, and do you think they're on the right path?
Oh, 100%. Like I said, the more people we can get out there and touch and reach and expose our game to everybody. Those are potential hockey players, potential people that can get out of the game what I've gotten out of the game. And it's much more than just hockey. It's friendships, it's life lessons, it's exposure to the world. It's all these great things that hockey can bring to you. And the more people we can reach with the programs that the NHL has developed, the better.
The National Hockey League has taken its game internationally, particularly for preseason over the last number of years. Do you think there's any chance at any point that the NHL would try to play a preseason game in Hispanic country of some sort?
I can't see why not. We could definitely give it a try. Normally the weather doesn't agree with us with the sunlight and being warm, but you know what? At some point in time, we've had outdoor games in some definite inclement weather and different challenges. So, but it's gone on, and I just can't see why not. I think it would be great, and even so, if we couldn't do it outdoors, then maybe we could do it indoors, and just just do something like that. It'd be great.
Just a general hockey question. After an unusual last couple of seasons. We have just begun this week a normal, quote unquote, NHL season. How does it feel to have full fans back in stands and people cheering for your hockey team?
I tell you what, it is unbelievable. It just feels so good to just have some bit of normalcy back. And you know what? I give our players a lot of credit throughout the league. The fact that with no fans in the building, they were able to, get psyched up, get their engines going, and compete as hard as they did. I know it's their job, but the fans provide so much energy and so much emotion for the players. You can't even describe it. So for us to have fans back in the building is just it's a luxury. It feels like a luxury now, not something that we can ever take for granted again.
Well, I love the fact that all of the teams are playing each other again this year, unlike last year. So I hope when the Wild come to town, we get a chance to catch up again. Thank you for taking a few minutes to join us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Take care, Billy.